whole process was fantastic, Catherine, because to start off, it just gave a lot of clarity around the edges to something that's usually you want to do, or it's in your subconscious, and when you start discussing and you start opening the threads, you start peeling the onions, and you start peeling the layers, and the idea comes out, which I think was exciting. I think when we got that, I think all of us were excited about the idea.
Yes.
And how it could work and how no one else was doing that. But then obviously the second challenge was to make it a reality and start putting meat on the bones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And which is where I think it was a challenge for me to just create some content and dot points and around that. And after that, I think the growth up team was fantastic in terms of putting them onto the slides, in terms of to see how it will come in a visual format, which can be presented to an audience. And then we just kept on refining and fine tuning from there. And I think in that terms, and for a complex event like that, where obviously we're trying to squeeze in a lot of information in a short period of time, it was obviously the visual presentations were very important. And because that can really convey a lot in a short period of time visually. And that I think worked, and growth up team was absolutely fantastic in terms of delivering that. Because first of all, like I said, it was all coming from an idea that was actually originating from that marketing and the strategy session. I had with CHERYL, and we started discussing that. So obviously, if that would not have happened, none of this would have happened. It probably would have remained in my mind, or some sort of foggy idea that is a great idea, but that is something that should be done sometimes in the future. One thing also the whole process has done is it just fixes some accountability. Me doing it by myself, and we would not be having those regular meetings where we are giving feedbacks and all that and updating and all that, then I think something or other in life or in work would have always taken over and got more priority. So that was obviously very helpful.
The accountability. Yeah, absolutely.
The accountability piece, and also other than the accountability way that was helpful is because you do get sometimes a little bit stuck. Now this is the problem area. Now what to do with that, and then there is a bit of a support around that. All right, let's solve it like that, and then and that works. So that's very good, because one issue with being a solopreneur or a small practice really is that you're always up against yourself, which sometimes can be pretty challenging. So working with the team, with the Growth Hub, was very good. I mean, for me, or I think for I was never sort of the benchmark of success was never in terms of how much dollars it converts for me after that, because anyone who's doing these events and all that and is just wanting to measure the success in terms of the leads and the dollar that converts the next day or the next week, I think is not doing the right thing. It is about taking that first step. It is about getting out there with a message, engaging the audience around that message, and really adding value, and then keep up the threads of those conversations, and then other things happen with that, to get people in there to listen and be able to engage them,
right?
And,
so that
and get that feedback from them is that did we hit the mark, or is anything else that needs to be done? And we did say when we were onto the planning stage, we'll just treat it as a pilot as well.
Yeah.
So in terms of it, that we said that we won't take more than 40 people, or even if they were less, we was happy with that. When we had 55 people. And like I said, we were overbooked, and people just even walked in. There was a lot of pressure to attend that event, so that was a success.